This tutorial requires beginner to intermediate skills, takes about an hour to prepare and about 1 hour to apply. If you want to create your own buttons for the eyes so you can make the holes big enough to see through, just check out our Coraline Halloween makeup tutorial. And always remember to save all tiny pieces of Ellemorph you got in a plastic bag so you can reuse it later. Now let's start this off by heating up our water using a microwave oven and then pour in some red Ellemorph pellets. And then we mix that in with a little bit of white also to get more of a gum color on the plastic without having to use colors. Work the white and the red plastic together and then you break them off into 2 pieces and leave 1 piece in the glass because this is a 2-piece construction for the gum. There is our first piece, a tiny one that we push onto our teeth and then up and underneath. You can also just bite down on a little bit of plastic, make sure it covers, goes both behind and in front of them. Then you just take it out when it's beginning to harden. Then you got a nice mold like this. Alright, heading back to our teeth, we need a lot of them, so we pour in the white Ellemorph pellets. And you can either do each tooth by hand, or you can do like Ellie's doing here, roll it out into a sausage and sort of flatten it out into a flat little piece like this. And then simply cut out teeth in triangular shapes in any size and as many as you want on your teeth prosthetic. Alright, so when we have created all our teeth, 6 of them in our case, we actually use a blow dryer to warm up the gum prosthetic and then do the same thing with a tooth. And with both the tooth and the gum prosthetic heated up, we can push them together and they will fuse. And this method eliminates the need for glue. So it's pretty nice, pretty nice. And when you got all your teeth in place, you can actually heat the whole thing up, do some adjustments, and like we suggested in the tutorial overview, we cut those excess pieces into tiny pieces and throw them into a bag. Then it will be much easier to get them soft and use them next time. Alright, so that second piece of red gum colored plastic we prepared before, we're going to use to make a little strip and apply that over the edge of our teeth like this. This helps to secure the teeth and also makes them look more realistic. With that little strip in place, we heat the plastic up again and then we use a pointy tool of any kind to shape the gum. Mainly pushing in between the teeth like that. It helps the teeth to really stick there and makes it look pretty cool. And always do a little trial run and see how it fits. And if it doesn't fit, you can always heat it up and bite down on it when it's soft. Make sure it fits your teeth perfectly. Then we bring out the tooth enamel in a nicotine tone here to rough those teeth up. Also adding a darker brown tone on the edge there and in between the teeth to shape them. If you should have gum colors showing in between your teeth, use black tooth enamel to simply paint it over. Alright, so let's try them on and see how it looks. Yeah, stylish. And here's a little safety tip. Make sure you bite down and feel how sharp those teeth are. If they're too sharp, just heat up the edges a little bit with a blow dryer and dull them down. Here Ellie is using her tongue to make sure they're not too sharp, because you never know if you accidentally bite your tongue. And the shout goes to Marco. Go check out his stuff. It's a lot of monsters, a lot of huge teeth, and awesome colorful creations. So go check it out. Now let's slap on that makeup and we begin by throwing on our wig. A regular basic black wig of any sort would work fine. Yep, like that. Then head on with black, and these are the outlines for the chest skeleton. So we do all the outlines, and of course you will need to find yourself a photo here of the other mother and choose at which stage you want her. So with the outlines in place, we fill all the outsides and those little triangles with black, leaving everything else unpainted for now. With our black base in place, we actually continue with a little black and do something that we would like to call a sort of pre-shading. We are using grease-based colors here, and adding this little black before we paint all the white onto it will actually serve as a sort of shading, because it's going to mix very well into the white and turn this whole thing into a dirty looking chest. So additional shading here on the outside, spine. There we have our ribs. And as we continue with our white color, you will see that it gets that little nice shade on the outsides of the spine there automatically. And the same thing on our ribs. I'm learning Swedish. In Swedish is jag lär mig svenska. And with the first round of white in place, we go in and start shading even more, blending those edges, making it seem like that skeleton is rounded off and disappearing behind her. Doing the same thing on our ribs to give them a nice 3D feel. And as I said before, you will need a reference image, and Ellie has been watching her phone here in between the takes. Now let's define those ribs a little bit more. Separating all those bone pieces up a little bit, and do the same thing with our vertebrae. Alright, enough with the paint job, let's head for the nose. Let's create that pointy nose using soft putty. You can of course use tin foil and latex and cotton to create this nose as well, just be creative. We push the ball onto our nose and create some sort of basic shape, and then we take it away from our nose and shape it again, and then put it back just to see how it looks. The rest of the shaping we do with the nose in place, and to attach it we use skin adhesive. Apply it to our nose with the nose in place. Use a little bit of oil or Vaseline on your fingers to shape the nose and blend that soft putty into your skin. Remove any excess. We actually did that here. We had way too much product, so we took it away like that. Shape the nose just the way we want it, this pointy, nasty looking nose. And to make it easier to paint and to protect the soft putty, Ellie applies a sealer all over the putty. Next up, more skeleton time, so we paint our face all white, including our nose. Then go for super shading deluxe to make the skull shape of our face. And all those areas outside that line, we want black. We give our little hairline a bit of black as well and blend it out, and do a little touch up on the white and continue with our brows. We are using very large buttons for eyes, and that's because we want to be able to see through the holes in the buttons, and that's why we paint the brows a lot higher than our normal ones. We paint our regular brows a little bit white, and then some additional frowny wrinkles, and gently blend them out a little bit. Then to make our nose look even thinner, we shade it on both sides like this, and then bring out your reference photo again, because now we're going to paint in all those cracks. You can of course paint them wherever you like, or you can paint them exactly as they are in the movie. That's totally up to you. And of course we let those cracks continue down on our vertebrae. Next up, lips. This was actually a blue lipstick. It looks black, but it was blue. So we resorted to a paint on lipstick instead in nice black. And before we put the buttons on, we paint out the pattern on the collar. Of course you need to prepare those big button eyes as well, and the easiest thing to do is to watch our Coraline Halloween makeup tutorial, because right there in the beginning we show you how to create them. And yes, they are way bigger than they are in the movie, but we want to be able to see through the holes in the buttons, so that's why. A little black base there so our skin tone doesn't shine through the holes, and then we attach those buttons using skin adhesive, using our nose ridge and brows as contact surfaces for the eyes. Apply the adhesive on both yourself and the buttons and make sure it's thready and sticky, and then put it in place and just make sure you can see through the holes there. We finish up by putting in our awesome teeth prosthetic that we created, and then we use a black tooth enamel and paint right between our teeth, just between them, and that will give the illusion that our teeth are pointy. See, they look pretty sharp down there now. Awesome! And you can of course do that on top as well if you can't create that teeth prosthetic. And look at you, you are ready. Now that's another mother. We hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. That helps us so much. Stay tuned for more videos this Halloween because we have collaborations coming up. And please let us know, do you want complex makeups or super easy ones? Let us know in the comments. See you soon. We love you. Goodbye.